Now we're going to talk about what a function is. So we talked about a relation, about how a relation is any set of ordered pairs. It can be anything. Well, a function is a special relation in which only one input, x, can be paired with an output, which, remember, is our y value. So our input's our domain, our output is our range. So basically, what is a function? X value can't repeat. That's it. X value cannot repeat. X can't repeat. I don't care about y, but x can't repeat. So if you had a set of ordered pairs, 0, 3, 2, 1, 4, 7, 5, 1, and I look at just those x values, 0, 2, 4, 5, they don't repeat, it's a function. Yes, it's a function. Now, look at my y value. I've got a 1 and 1 here. My y value, I don't care. It can repeat. Still a function. What is not a function? Well, if we list 5 and 6, 5 and 4, 2 and 7, 8 and 1, and these are my ordered pairs. If I look at this x value, it repeats. Not a function. Okay? So a function, x value can't repeat. So if I'm looking here and I want to determine which of these is a function or not, and I look at my ordered pairs, 5, 3, 2, 0, -1, x values don't repeat, yes, it's a function. So that one's a function. -2, 0, 2, 3, 2, look at my 2 value, it repeats, not a function. -4, -3, -2, 1, -3. Look at that -3 value. It repeats. Not a function. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. X values don't repeat. Yes, it's a function. Okay, that's how we look at it from ordered pairs. Now let's look at a table. Same thing. My x value can't repeat. I have 3 repeating, so no, it's not a function. I have nothing repeating here, so yes, it is a function. Nothing is repeating on my x's, so yes, it is a function. If I look at 8, I have 4 and 4 repeats, so no, it is not a function. I have nothing repeating, so yes, it is a function. No x values are repeating, so yes, it is a function. So we can look at it from ordered pairs. We can look at it from a table. You still need to be able to determine if it's a function from a map. So remember what that mapping looks like, right? You've got your domain and your range. X value is being repeated with 1. So my x value is not repeating. My x value is not repeating, not repeating, not repeating. So yes, this is a function. Let's look over here at 12. -4 is paired with 4, but look at my -1. -1 is being paired with -1, and -1 is being paired with 7, so no, it's not a function. Over here, I have -1 with 2, 0 with 1, 1 with 2, and 2 with 5. X values are not repeating, so yes, it is a function. Okay, so that's how you look at a table. Let's flip the page for me, and then we are going to determine from a graph, if you're looking at a graph, is it a function or not? So we're going to use something called the vertical line test. So when you use a vertical line test, all you're saying is that if a vertical line intersects the graph at more than 1 point, then it is not a function. Okay, so if you have a graph that looks something like this, and here's my line right here. This is my line. You can take an imaginary vertical line. So imagine like a pencil or a ruler, and if I lined up this pencil through all these points, so imagine this blue line is my pencil and I'm just going back and forth with it. This vertical line, you will notice, only touches my function at one point. And that's good. It can only intersect that function one time. So yes, this is a function. So let's take a look at what is not a function. If you had something that looks like this parabola, and I'm taking a vertical line, whether a ruler, pencil, or I just draw an imaginary line, do you see how this red vertical imaginary line intersects that graph at two places? That means that x value, let's pretend it's -5, 2, that x value is going to repeat because this point would be -5, 2, and maybe this point would be -5, 2, giving me that repeating x value. So if this vertical line intersects the graph at more than one place, not a function, okay? Let's take a look at these. So if I drew an imaginary line, it would intersect these points more than one time, not a function. And let's look at that x value. You have a -3, 1, and you have a -3, -4, so that x value is repeating, not a function. On this one, if I drew an imaginary line, my imaginary lines are only going to intersect that graph one time, so yes, it's a function. Same thing on my example up here. If I drew an imaginary line, my imaginary line is only intersecting that graph at one point each time. So yes, it is a function. Number 17, if I drew an imaginary line, it's intersecting the graph here and here. It intersects it at -2, 3 and -2, -1. No, it is not a function. That vertical line can only intersect that graph one time. Let's look at 18. So 18, I'm drawing my vertical line. It intersects it here and here. That's more than one time. That vertical line is intersecting that graph more than one time. Not a function. On this guy, these imaginary lines are only going to intersect that graph at one point. So yes, it is a function. Look at this, number 20. No, it's not a function. It's intersecting it all the time. So no, it's not a function. In fact, that is x equals something. X is always going to be equal to 5. So no, can't repeat, not a function. 21, your vertical line, it is never going to intersect this graph at more than one time. So yes, this is a function. Okay, so what is a function? A function is x values can't repeat. That's it. So we need to be able to look at it from a set of ordered pairs, a table, a mapping, and a graph. So hopefully this video clears that up. If not, come and see me.